When I was having a bad day or I'm having a bad time or anytime, I just found myself just go into my phone to de-stress, be it like scrolling or just watching a video or just sometimes just look at your phone and picking up your phone for your phone's sake. Like if I'm about to go rest, the first thing I have to do is go find my phone so my body and mind can be at ease. Because if my phone is there, boredom wouldn't really attack me. I would have to fully mute myself and the thought itself would just make it like unbearable and easy. And my phone was the cure. It was the dope I needed. But lo and behold, like when I took my phone away, all those stuff and things that I was pushing away or pushing past and repressing, just scrolling through social media and stuff, had to come up. They couldn't stay buried too long. They had no outlet. They couldn't run away. I couldn't run away from myself, and I just had to build myself. And as tough and excruciating that was during the first few days, man, like I really find and look forward to doing it a whole lot more often. Just like doing nothing, staring at the ceiling, staring at the wall, just fucking existing with no goal in mind, not to make myself feel better, nothing, being, just being in my body and shit. Like I found just I used to and still be triggered by certain situations in life, and my phone was my coping. Go on my phone, look at it up for a little bit, and the feelings would still be there, but at least my attention would be somewhere else. But my attention had nowhere else to be but on me, and that was a lot. It was like a magnifying glass on your problems that you couldn't escape. And I would see why a lot of people would run to weed and alcohol to try to numb those feelings, bro. Like, I understand why. Like, really tugging yourself through it and keep going at it, you just become a lot more stronger, a lot more resilient. You start to grab back your attention. You start to grab hold of your mind, hold of your heart. You start to gain like a deeper trust for yourself, a deeper understanding for yourself. And not in a way for like, oh man, you need to feel good, blah blah blah. And this has nothing to do with that. It just has something to do with just like, yo, fully trusting the experience, bro. Be it good or bad, and just being in it fully. Like really giving space for everything that comes in you and through you. And just being with that. And that's what this experience has been teaching me. Because I've been running. Sometimes I still feel like running, but you can't run from yourself, G. You just gotta be with you. So lean into your triggers. Lean into the things that makes you super damn uncomfortable. Lean into that space in your mind. Your mind is your garden. Your mind is your truth. Your mind is your space that you call home. You want to bring everything and invite everything in your home with love, space, and compassion. The good, the bad, the evil, the nice, whatever it may be. Don't judge it. Embrace it. Love it. And eventually, it just does its thing, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. The universe just does its thing. It's like a cleansing. It needs to be cleansed. It cannot be cleansed when we're super distraction. So, grab your attention back. Hold your attention. This is what this new age generation is doing, just stealing away our attention. And your job is to just grab and just harness your focus. That's all. And that's what I've learned. Harness your focus. I found myself just so damn bored, bro. Like, I have nothing else to do. I'm not scrolling no more. I'm not watching like Netflix. My evening isn't just like me just doom scrolling and shit. So I found myself with a lot of fucking time. Like so much damn time. People say life is short. Life isn't really short, man. Life is not short. We just compacted with so much fucking shit that we don't see how long and large and encapsulating this whole beautiful world is. Cause we're just numbing. I found myself with so much time to do things, man. Like I was just reading. reading books, just sitting on the couch. I would still be down and comfortable reading those books because I'd be bored as fuck. All those feelings and stuff coming up, but reading just brings your attention to the present moment. It's like a way for your mind to relax. You're learning. Hopefully, it's something like nonfiction, whatever you may be into, but you're learning and providing yourself with value and skills and stuff like that. But even with those things, man, the things would still be uncountable, but over time, it just becomes a whole lot easier because my attention was so zapped that I couldn't even focus on the word by word. I have to keep on reading a paragraph over and over and over and over until I get it because I just I couldn't sit still. But now I've just been enjoying reading from time to time. Like that's something I never used to like to do too much often, you know. I would always rather be like doing something else. Just read would be so damn uncomfortable. I used to draw. I always used to be a fan of like drawing and doodling stuff like that, but when being on social media, you always find the need to compare yourself with other people in your field, and you find a need to be super productive and super, I don't know, what's the word? You always need to be trying to optimize your time. Let's say, optimize your time. And I always saw drawing and doodling as a creative art that I love, you know, that society push aside, be like, yo, if you're doing that, it's a waste of time. But I also found it was a waste of time for me. I'm like doing the time, I'm not like on social media, I'm just doing nothing. I found myself just want to pick up my old sketchbook, like naturally, and let me draw anime characters and stuff like that. And that's what I do. I draw anime characters that I resonate with. And I did a drawing not too long ago. Damn, drawing is time consuming, not gonna lie, but it's very therapeutic, man. Puts you in the present moment. You're not really thinking about anything else besides what you're doing in front of you. And I found that shit so damn freeing. I was able to connect back with my younger self, that person who used to like drawing. But people was like, yo, you don't need to be drawing, bro. That's a fucking waste of time. But during that time when I was in distress, I'm super bored. That was my natural curiosity. Sometimes be like, hey man, like just bring out your notebook, start drawing and stuff. And I did. Now I'm looking forward to it in my evening sometime to draw and sketch out what I'm doing and learn to color it. Just enjoying simple new passions that I found like, oh, I thought was a waste of time. But it's not a waste of time, man. It gives your mind and your heart time to process things, to reset, a break. Because everything don't need to be go, 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 optimized. And especially being a young man in a society where, like at least me, all you'd be thinking was like, hey, get your bread up, get your money up. You gotta build and get better. And that shit's tiring, bro. Like sometimes you just need to step back and be like, hey man, what is this all for? Because personally, I don't fucking value money. I don't give a fuck with the money. I really don't. I just want to be able to be comfortable, provide for my family, and enjoy things without really having to think too much about where my next bread's coming from. But being on a hamster wheel, chasing, 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 wasn't really fun. And being on social media too, with that comparison game, bro, it's like a competition where you was like, damn, if they're doing it, I'm feeling left out, so I need to be doing some more. And taking that break and taking that step back, I wasn't able to see what anybody else is doing. I was just able to focus on me. And I didn't find I need to be running and chasing and trying to optimize my time and optimize my productivity because I was just, it was me. There's nothing to compare it to. It's like, let's just go back to Adam and Eve, the first human beings or whatever it may be. Adam didn't have nobody to compare his shit to, like his dick do, you know what I mean? He wouldn't be like, hey man, bro, but your dick is bigger than mine. And feeling all insecure and shit. You wouldn't be like no other guy be like, hey man, you making more money than me. Your banana's bigger than my banana. My pineapples ain't looking like that. Like, hey, you have that insecurity. And I found myself living like that right now. Where hey, I had no dicks. I had no dicks to compare to. It was just my dick I'm looking at. When I was looking at my dick, I was like, yo, my dick's fine. My dick's beautiful. It does its job. It's great just as is. Because I'm not looking at nobody else's dick. No homo, no zestiness, but you get the picture. I was being completely fine with myself, G. And that's what we all need to be. By taking a step back, or even like me, I need to go further in my journey to be like, hey, need to stop this comparison game. But hey, man, as humans, we compare. Sometimes it's hard for me not to. It's such a competitive society. Oh, how I'm programmed to sometimes, bro. But taking a step back has really taught me to really trust thyself. Know that you're doing fine. Know that you're enough. Just the just just taking a step back from it just brings back my natural curiosity. Like to actually be curious about the world around me, outside of myself. You know what I mean? To be curious about the things that makes the world, not from the news, not from a YouTube video, not from a short, not from a reel or a TikTok, but just from my own organic curiosity. It's like children. You know, when you was a child, you used to be like, yo, why is the moon following me? You'd be like ducking. You'd look up. You'd be like, the moon's still there. And you'd be like wondering like, how is it still following me? Like, what's going on? Like super curious about small, simple things, bro. Like an ant fall on the floor. You'd be like, oh shit, man, how is this ant so small? Like such beauty. You start to see a beauty in everything. On like how he made the simple room around me. Like the blank fucking wall, bro. Like it's drywall. But like you know the process and everything that goes into making drywall and paint, pigments, all that stuff. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but you get it, bro. Like you start to be curious about those small little things. My mind wouldn't give a fuck about that stuff. So I'm thinking about the money. Now your mind start to go in all different wondrous directions, bro. Like you start to be curious more about your partner if you're in a relationship, the people around you. Like you really wanna dive deep to try to understand them. Because your mind isn't occupied with different overwhelming feelings about like you're not enough. That tension us men feel, bro. We're just carrying this deep heaviness on your chest, all that weight on your shoulder, and you gotta tug around, be like, I gotta keep on walking with it. You really don't. If you want to, it gives you nice biceps, it gives you a broad shoulder, you know, that 3D shoulders and shit, but like, bro, that's not sustainable. Can't really do much with that. But all this to say, you want to really follow your curiosity. Follow what you're naturally curious about. You know things when you was a child, you wanted to do, you wanted to play with, you thought about, but people was like, yo, that's stupid. I don't understand the idea. Or even your friends that engage with like, yo, that shit's so cool. Like, you'll find yourself just going back to those things, bro. Or even those things in your adolescent years, like your 20 something, blah, blah, blah. Those things that you feel naturally curious about, like when you're super present. That those energizing thoughts, those thoughts that expand you, those thoughts that open you up, not those things that constrict you. Those things that constrict you don't really belong to you. Because we're built here to grow and expand beyond ourselves, expand to bring something forth to this world, expand to help other people grow on their own journeys, and those things that help you do that that you can be of service to somebody, even just one person, is enough. You feel good. You feel meaning. And that's what we all want, you know? That's all we all need. But anyway, my name is Kevin. I really don't introduce myself much, but see you guys on the next video.